is my last day of doing a Wildflower Road Q&A, and release day is tomorrow. So if you have questions, I'm always happy to answer them, but I won't be doing these short little live videos anymore after today. So wanted to talk about something a little bit deeper today, and I think I have killed all the flies in my house so that I won't be attacked by any. I have told my children and my husband and my dogs to give me some silence. Hopefully we won't repeat what happened yesterday, because that was crazy, um, especially on this topic, because it is a hard topic. So a lot of times people assume that because I write inspirational fiction that my books may not have a lot of depth to them. One of the topics that I deal with in Wildflower Road is the subject of suicide. And if you've read This Wandering Heart, you know that Ryan's first husband, when she was 21, actually on her 21st birthday, he killed himself. And that was a really hard topic for me to cover, um, especially because, well, I mean, in my life, I've had people around me who have attempted suicide. Um, I myself went through a period of time when I was younger where I had those thoughts going through my head. So I know it is not a light-hearted subject to talk about in a book. And especially with this one, after I had submitted it for its final review and everything, someone in my family committed suicide pretty much the exact same way that Tyler did in Ryan's backstory. So I don't take it lightly. I have definitely seen the repercussions of what happens when someone takes their own life. And so please, when you're reading this book, just know that I've been there. And that's why I even included like a sensitivity trigger warning at the start of the book, because I want people to know what they're getting into. Now, that's all part of her story. Another heavy part of the book is the topic of mental health. And it has long been a passion of mine to show believers in the church that it is okay when you have a mental health difference, when you need a little bit of help, when you need to go get counseling, when you need to go to therapy, when you need to take medication. I have long been an advocate for that. And I get very, very upset when people say that, the church, you should have enough faith, or you should pray the depression away, or you should just look on the bright side. And if you were a strong enough believer, you wouldn't be depressed. And I think that those comments, while they mean well, can be very detrimental to the person who has probably tried more than anyone else to look on the bright side and to pray it away. And it's just not always possible. And I mean, I myself am on an antidepressant because my entire life I've had a very melancholic personality where I am so sensitive. When things hurt me, they really hurt me. I'm not able to just brush them off my shoulder. And so I am a big advocate for that, if that is the best course, coupled with, positive thinking, therapy, counseling, bettering your circumstances so that they're not adding to the stress in your life. I'm a big fan of that. And so my book isn't all gloom and doom, I promise you. In fact, this book is probably the funniest book that I've written. Because there are moments that are really deep and hard-hitting, I needed to balance that out with some humor and some lighter parts. And not just in the book and not just in the writing world, but just in the world in general. Like, it is important that when we have the big lows, that we also have the big highs. And that, I think, is so indicative of my personality. Like, when you see me on social media, for the most part, I love to laugh. I love to joke around. I love to bring joy to people's lives through what they see on their screen. And for me, laughter is such an antidote to the more negative thoughts that I go through during the day. And so that's true for my characters as well. When they are able to break free from the sorrow for a minute or 10 minutes or 1 hour, I let them laugh big and laugh wide and laugh loud. And that is my goal for my life. And it's a goal for my characters as well. So, as you're reading Wildflower Road, I hope that you will appreciate the fact that I do cover some more sensitive topics, and then also let yourself just be giddy with Ryan and Shane as they're falling in love in the silliest of places. Like, my favorite scene in the entire book is when they go to the trout festival. And when you read it, you will see why it's just fantastic. I love it so much. And every time I read it, I just giggle at myself. And, I'm not the only author that does this. There are a lot of authors that do this really well. And I always appreciate that in a book. And so that is pretty much what I wanted to answer today. And please, if you are around, please participate in my event tonight, where it's a 1990s game night to celebrate the launch of Wildflower Road. And I was just playing Mall Madness with my kids behind the couch there, so I could get ready for my segment with Pepper Basham, where we're going to be playing a form of Mall Madness. And it's going to be a lot of fun because, like I said, yes, there are important topics that we have to be talking about, especially in this culture that we're living in this time period that we're living in. But my goodness, when we have a chance to get together and just, laugh boisterously and be silly and be giddy with each other and just appreciate the fact that God has a sense of humor and he's built one in us, let us do that. And so that is it. I will see you all tonight. It'll be in the discussion, in the discussion page on the Facebook event. That is where you will see the Facebook Live. And that is where we're going to be having the game night. So I look forward to seeing you guys later. Hi, Amy. Thanks for joining me. And yes, and also if you ever want to talk, if you have ever gone through any of the stuff that I talked about, if you've been struggling with life or with a decision of whether to seek counseling about something, please, you can reach out to me. I'm not a counselor. I may not be able to, help you the way that you need help, but I can hopefully pray for you and give you some guidance on who can help you and what resources are around you. So I love you all, and thank you so much for joining me on this route to Wildflower Road's publication. Have a great day, and I will see you all tonight.